Give me a minute. I want to respond to Squimpy Fudger 007's comment here. Now, look, I'm not taking issue with his comment. I think he made it off the cuff without thinking, and it sounds like a reasonable thing to say, right? He's talking about the support that Putin has, and he talks about the 10,000 Russians who have 80% of the wealth. And that seems like, right? That seems like a reasonable thing to say. You think about the oligarchs, maybe there's about 10,000 of them. Maybe they control about 80% of the wealth in the country. That's a lot, right? Seems like a reasonable thing to say. But Russia is not a reasonable place. And so I want to call your attention to this article in the Moscow Times, June 10th, 2021. The Boston Consulting Group had undertaken an analysis of wealth in Russia. And according to their analysis, 500 Russians, 500, control $640 billion between them. 500 people control $640 billion. So that's 500 billionaires, right? How much wealth is that in Russia? Well, it's more wealth than all of the 114.9 million adults in the country. 99.8% of Russia's adult population. It's more wealth. Now, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary folks, what we see, what we learn from this is what happens when you allow wealth to be concentrated in the hands of a few. These people didn't work for this wealth. They didn't earn it. They didn't innovate their way into it. They stole it. They are thieves and rapists and unalivers. They are a gang of the worst sort, and they've made themselves into billionaires, which is a category of person that I don't think should exist. I think we should tax billionaires out of existence. And for evidence of that, I will point you to Elon Musk and all his ilk, and Donald Trump and all his ilk. And I will point out to you that my two favorite billionaires, the Sage of Omaha and Bill Gates, whom I had the distinct privilege of working for a number of years, they both agree. They think that they should be taxed more. And that's why they're giving all their money away to charities and charitable foundations. Because they understand that they have and those are men who worked for their money. The Sage of Omaha worked for his money. Bill Gates worked for his money. Yeah, they had advantages, but they recognize that. And they give back. Not like these bastards who think that because they've been able to steal it all for themselves, they own the population. They can do as they will, and no one can say shit. That, my friends, is a recipe for disaster. It is societal suicide writ large, and we're watching it play out with the failures of the Russian army. This is what corruption gets you. They've rotted the society from the inside out. It's a husk, a putrid, stinking, pus-filled husk. And it's about to smash. It's about to smash itself against the boulder of Bakhmut. So I thought it was an important point to clarify. And I think it's an important point for those of us in the West to look at ourselves. Because right now, Donald Trump and his ilk are not the problem. They're the symptom of what happens when you let wealth, money, which isn't even a real thing. It's a societal construct that should be used for everybody's benefit. When you let it accumulate in the hands of those entitled few, what you get is a president who doesn't believe in democracy and wants to appoint himself emperor for life. And he'll do it by hanging his vice president. So we should be taking a look at ourselves, and we should be figuring out how to tax billionaires out of existence and drive that wealth back into the marketplace, back into the marketplace of ideas, back into the educational system, and back into the benefit of our own people. Or else we're going to end up with, like Russia, with 1 out of 5 people without an indoor toilet.